I'm Callum Johns, and welcome to another figure review. I think this will be my second one, actually, because I've only been doing some newer expanded universe figures, and we don't get those very much. And I haven't had time to do this before. This time, I'm going to be reviewing Darth Nihilus from the Black Series Gaming Greats line, which they have here. And I'm actually going to do this a bit differently to my previous one and unbox it inside this video and then give my thoughts as I muck around a bit with it, check the articulation, see how it goes a bit. So yeah, so initially from this, as you could see, it's $55, and actually one of the things I first noticed is that this lightsaber is bent inside of the box when I get it. Not very good, if you ask me. And some things that I say will be critiques because it costs $55 for this, and it's a premium figure compared to if it was one of the cheaper Kenner ones, like some of the older Star Wars ones were and all that. So anyway, huzzah! Oh. Here we go, the box. What comes in the box? We have the little authenticity thing, I think that is, and so the box. I like the art that they have on it, the Nihilus here, and on the back as well. It's pretty cool art. It shows, but yeah, it shows both sides. It goes in the same sort of line as the art from Jaina Solo, which is cool. I have to check the box forever. It's been a while since I looked at it, but Jaina Solo and I had a similar art but different colour. So yeah, I like the art on the box. The box is cool. The description on the box says, on the back here, Darth Nihilus. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 features Darth Nihilus, a Sith Lord so lost to the dark side that it became an endless hungry void. So it's a very short description, but I guess that's enough for if people want to look more into him and what goes on there. Of course, we have Nihilus in his plastic, which is already bent. But it does detach the blade, so you can actually have his lightsaber unlit if you want him holding an unlit lightsaber, and then if you put it back together, I'm just trying to see. Yeah, it's permanently bent because it bent the actual plastic part inside of it. So I don't know if I'd try and, I don't want to try and bend it too much, I might break it. That has happened before. Anyway, so then we actually have Nihilus himself. And he looks pretty cool, doesn't he? And just testing his articulation and everything there. And if you had a cup, you could have him drinking a cup of coffee. Or eating a Snickers, because you're not you when you're hungry. So he's got fairly good range of movement in his arms, although they're a little bit stiff, it seems. Oh, and his torso goes wonky. So his torso's got fairly good range of movement, if you want to do the bit there, and his legs, so his feet can move, makes sense, but his knees don't. Oh, his knees do, they're stiff as well. His knees can bend as well, so that's good, that's good. He's got a cape, which is a different fabric. The cape's a different fabric to the other material here. This is like a plasticky type feel to it, so it's a thin plastic that they've got on here. And oh, how does his head go? His head can do the ow! Whoo! Whoo! Oh, I think of the Scooby-Doo section in Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. So we got Darth Nihilus. I'll see how the lightsaber goes into his hand. Oh, yeah. Let's see how he stands up first, though. You can see he's standing up fairly well here, which is good. But then he falls over. But, you know, you have to get it right. Center of balance and all that. So he's standing up reasonably well. the moment. Oh, now I can't get him to stand up very easily. It's always the thing with these figures. You need some sort of way to get them to stand up properly. Jaina is the worst for standing up. Stand up. Well, he has to be in a weird position a bit. Like, I got Jaina to stand up one time. A weird position. He holds a lightsaber. That's a fairly tight grip. Oh yeah, he's also can... Oh, actually, that's not tight. When you start positioning it, so it's tight around the bottom there. But he should be holding the lightsaber about here, and where that is, it's not holding it properly. I don't think he's left-handed. Oh no, the left hand's even worse. So he doesn't hold the lightsaber properly in his hands there. But he can look pretty cool if you have the lightsaber at a point where it'll sit in there and hold it down the bottom a bit more. There we go. There we go. It'll sit in there if you make sure you squeeze the hand around the hilt a bit, which makes sense. One of the things I do notice though, and I was noticing it beforehand as well, is this torso part and the legs are both from a 2013 Darth Maul figure that Hasbro also released. So it seems like they reused the parts of Darth Maul for Nihilus in this case, which I'm not very keen on that, I don't think. Also, I remember seeing photos of him online. Let me just check that, shall we? Yeah, so Darth Nihilus here, you can see his cloak is very much more like a tunic. So it seems quite different to how he appears as the figure here. I'll find another picture to see if I can give a better view of that. So this is a Darth Nihilus 501st approved cosplay. So if you don't know, the 501st Legion is a group that dresses up as Star Wars figures and goes to events for charity. And so they have a particular standard that they have the costumes set at for it. So this is what the robes on Darth Nihilus are more likely to look like than what we see from the copied Maul sections here. Flappy flap. He looks very different to what he is in game. I'll see if I can find one more photo for you guys. This is from the new canon game. Well, new canon, it doesn't really have a story to it, but it's the mobile game Galaxy of Heroes, which is from EA rather than being an EU game. But even they did the model very differently, a more tunic style. Aha. Got him. If I can shift this over. Boom. There you go. You can clearly see Darth Nihilus there. And he looks very different to what we see with Darth Nihilus as a figure. Because his cloak sort of is part of his clothing there as well, and his drapery around his head. Whereas in this figure, it's an attachment out the side of it. Now, if you're going for accuracy compared to in-game for Darth Nihilus, then it is quite different. And I think it brings a point that I want to touch on, which is new EU, but do we want it? Now, of course, we all want to buy the figures and support the expanding universe. Oh, I didn't mention. This figure I only got a couple of weeks ago, and it was still in the shops. When was it released again? October 29th to November 2nd, and I bought it about the middle of November. I bought it about the middle of November when it came out at the start of November. So not many of these are actually being bought now. A bunch of places were out of stock, but there was one place I managed to put an order in for them to hold it for a couple of days, and then I went in and got it when I had the money. I didn't get it initially because I was a bit hesitant because, well, at the time I didn't have the budget to buy it, and also this topic. if we have a premium figure that costs $55, which also comparatively to the Stormtrooper Commander, who was $45, and also especially Darth Revan and Jaina Solo. If I can, I have her sitting down because she doesn't stand up properly. Jaina Solo was $28, and I believe Darth Revan ranged from $25 to $28 as well. So that, even though these came out a few years ago compared to Darth Nihilus, I think it's worth mentioning value to money for them as well. On them coming up with completely original molds, Jaina being my favourite, where you can take off the flight jacket and the helmet and everything. You can go into a combat suit. But this isn't about Jaina. Then coming to this. I don't know if I would continue to buy EU figures if they're this expensive when they're not putting the care and effort into it to make them accurate. When this is a, what did the website call it? Hang on. I'll read out exactly what the website said that they are. Premium articulation and detailing. So it is a premium figure. Premium, that's the word they use. And when this is supposed to be a premium figure with, yes, there's a detail in the actual parts that they use, but they don't actually have the detail as far as accuracy for the character, that makes me less likely to buy it. Take as well the concerns around, well, I'll grab it. Take as well examples of my concerns around Star Wars Marvel issue 108. You can check out my review of that and my discussion with Jeff about it in other videos. But that also does not have some of the care and attention put into it, I think, that could make it even better. And I think we see this reflected in the figures as well, because we are not getting an accurate depiction of what Darth Nihilus actually looks like, other than his head, basically. And the lightsaber hilt is unique as well, that's good. And also, yeah, I would say the arms, they look pretty good, but I don't know why the arms have a crisscross pattern on them when all of Darth Nihilus's look, when it was in the picture that you saw, that I showed you guys, is very much one piece of cloth, like soft fabric, not the... I would associate this crisscrossing more with leather, like Darth Vader's arms. So it reminds me of Darth Vader's arms. I think when we were discussing about it when the pictures were released, it doesn't quite look like a copy of Vader's arms, but very close. But that depicts leather rather than fabric that he has in Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Sith Lords. So along with that, I go, we want the EU continued. Oh, his lightsaber's falling out again, so it's not perfect. We want the EU continued, but I think we shouldn't be so desperate to get the expanded universe continued that we compromise on quality. And very much so when it comes to the figures, which is one of the last bastions we get. SWTOR, I'm gonna see what I think when I play the next expansion, but the expansions have some criticism, but I think it's because I have less team to be able to work on the story there. When it comes to the figures, where it might be getting more expanded universe figures, these especially, I want to be accurate to in the game, because he has no other appearances basically. and to how he is in other media. So Galaxy of Heroes even gets him right, but Hasbro did not choose to create a custom mold for his body, it seems like. So yeah, that's my concern with it. Like, I'm almost hesitant to put him up on my display. I will put him up, I think, but it should be known that I think that he should look more like he is in-game, rather than make it easier on yourself. Let's reuse a mold for a premium figure. Now, if this was not advertised and not supposed to be the premium figure Black Series line, then sure, go ahead. Reuse some parts, but then it also wouldn't be as expensive and I wouldn't feel like I'm paying $30 extra basically, or at least $28 extra. Double the money. Or 27, maths. Pretty much almost double my money for something that does not have the care and attention in it to allow it to be even better. Like the whole thing with Jaina is she's awesome. She can move between that, and her face also looks like they put a lot of effort into it. I haven't done a review on Jaina, so maybe I should. I have more time now, so that's why I'm doing this as well. But yes, I think that it's well worth mentioning that I think that the quality reducing, especially, so figures for sure, I want to have accurate to the in-game things, and I want to show that they put the right effort into it. Yeah, his saber's wobbly. Okay, so his hands don't hold the lightsaber properly, but you just have it sitting in the right spot, and I guess you don't touch it. And when it comes to story, continuity wise, we want it to line up, and quality wise, they don't have an excuse for lower quality stories to add to the EU at the moment. So overall, good figure, but not great. I wouldn't put it in a premium line. I would more call it the, oh, this feels like felt a bit as well, or something like that. I don't know my fabrics too well, don't mind me. But yeah, I wouldn't have this as a premium line since it's reusing the molds. If it's reusing the molds, I would expect that more from something that costs a bit less. And I don't know about the prices in other countries, but I'm talking Australian dollars. So yeah, he's cool. It's really great to get more expanded universe figures. I do appreciate that. I'm trying to track down the Shadow Stormtrooper because I completely missed that when it's come out because they don't advertise them properly. But he was brought out alongside the Stormtrooper Commander and was also from the Force Unleashed, so the Shadow Trooper. So yeah, it's just one of those things I think that is a sign maybe of how much care and attention and actual what they want at Lucasfilm and what direction they give when creating these figures, and how Disney also would. Disney's in charge of marketing, and they don't seem to market things properly. Like, I don't know. I don't watch TV that much, but around Star Wars circles, I've mostly become detached and all that. But I would love to see more about these figures release, and more people would be sharing it if there was more marketing around it, and then I'd see it. Yeah, not as happy with Darth Nihilus as I am with the other expanded universe figures that we've gotten so far from the Black Series, because it seems like a quality drop, and that is my big problem at the moment with this, especially how the lightsaber's already banned. That's another quality thing. Like, can't they design the box to have the lightsaber properly fit in it? And yeah, all that stuff. Anyway, I think that depicts my thoughts accurately. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't Don't forget to subscribe for more Star Wars Expanded Universe content and whatever else I do in the middle. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Eerie! Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Star Wars Expanded Universe content. Chuck a like on the video so that I know that you enjoyed it. And it's really good to get comments as well and talk about it. And what do you think of the Darth Nihilus Black Series Gaming Grades figure? I'm interested to hear what you guys think. So yeah. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Eerie!